First thing, I don't have any knowledge regarding the fashion. And second thing, I don't have any knowledge regarding the business. If you love storytelling, if you love content creation, if you love Buddhist, I think this is the best platform. So after 1 year, I found that we Tibetan have very beautiful culture.
Our very situation to the Canadian Parliament and the government.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting in my.
It's not only for Tibetan. I think Tibet is especially important to India and Asian country because of
What goes behind content creation? Is there a secret mantra or formula to make it?
Unsilenced, Voices of Young Tibetans is a podcast presented by the Foundation for Nonviolent Alternatives, where young Tibetans share their personal stories, experiences, opinions, and journey in exile.
So, Tashidele, Namaste, and welcome to FNVA's podcast, Unsilenced, Voices of Young Tibetans. Today, we have with us an individual who advocates on Tibet through contents via the social media. He has highlighted Tibet's national flag, its culture, and the current plight with China, among others. He's also someone who has brought forth his own fashion label with a special collection marking this very year. I had the privilege of working together with him for the Tibetan Youth Tenshuk as part of the social media and communications team. Welcome to the show, Tenzing Damdul.
Thank you for inviting me here, and just late to every one of you.
So, Jinsel, like many of us Tibetans and also non-Tibetans who are interested about Tibet have seen you create content on Tibet and related to Tibet for that matter. But many of us, I believe, do not know your personal story. Even I, until I met you, I didn't know about you a lot. So could you share us a bit about yourself, particularly growing up?
I am Jinsel, and currently I'm working on my clothing brand and making a content regarding to Tibetan culture. I've been grown in the Tibetan school, and I think it's so privileged to grow in Tibetan community as I have surrounded by Tibetan language, culture, and its beautiful wife. So I think it's helped me to grow a lot. After that, after completing my job, after completing my IT company, I found that our Tibetan identity is being fading away amongst the youngsters, especially because of the modern, especially because of the outsider influence. I think we all have responsibility, so I found I have to do something to preserve. So that's how I start my clothing brand, also to just a small step to preserve the culture. So that's how my journey started.
And about your social media content creation, especially that first video, Jinsel,
Okay.
I have to talk about it. I think we can discuss it later.
Yeah,
but the one about the Tibetan flag, I think that really sort of captured everyone's attention.
Okay, I think the interesting about that for content creation is like I love doing a video shoot. I've been shooting since I was in class 12, and when I was in class 10, in our school, they teach us camera, photography and videography. So I've got so much interest in those fields. And then I started creating a content, lots of different things like life lesson kind of, just showing the landscape, simple vlog. But while after creating the Tibetan cultural type content, lots of Tibetan friends and non-Tibetan, they love those type of content. So I found I should continue this type of content more in the future. So that's how it started, and I think lots of people are loving this. And I also started my lacquer series. So it's all about our Tibetan culture, Himalayan culture, and celebrated lacquer. So that's how it's all started.
Indeed, Jinsel, this is very wonderful, and also hearing a bit about your personal story, which I believe many of our viewers will now know more about yourself. So it's a similar question to the follow-up that I had shared with you. What prompted you to start content creation in the first place, especially on the theme of Tibet, its culture, and its current predicament of it being under Chinese governance, for that matter?
Yeah, I think for my inspiration is about our Tibetan culture and arts. I found that like we Tibetan, as a Tibetan, we have very strong storytelling art. Like our forefather, our grandparents, they tell a lots of story.
Oral tradition.
Yeah,
right?
oral tradition kind of. But these days, all the youngsters are moved into the social media platform. like Instagram and YouTube. So I think the way I use social media as a storytelling, as telling my culture through social media. So that's how it's all started. And I love telling a story, whether it's about the Tibetan culture or it's about my own fashion or my own journey. But I love telling the story. So that's how it's all started. And I think these days people are using social media to tell their own story. So I think it's very nice to see a youngster doing lots of content. So that's how I think it's all started.
Indeed, and it's very inspiring to see not only us Tibetans here in
Yeah.
exile, but also Tibetans inside Tibet,
Yes.
They're using the same medium to share their story and we are sharing our story. So it becomes like a mirror for both our community.
I mean, in Tibet, I've seen lots of content regarding the Tibetan language, where there is a one boy who's just going around the Lhasa and asking about Tibetan history, Tibetan language. So I think while seeing those content, I found very inspiration that even in Tibet, there is very restriction. They don't have that much freedom like we do in India, but they're still trying to promote their culture, their language. So I found very motivated also while seeing all this, and it's also inspired me to do lots of content like that.
Indeed, Jinsel. And so you have done a lot of content creation. It's not like you're a novice here. I think you can be someone who's more on the intermediate and the expert level, in my opinion. So the question is, what goes behind content creation, number one? And is there a secret mantra or formula to make it, I mean, some would call it more views, but I would term it as meaningful?
I think there is no secret mantra, I guess. Whenever if you ask to very big influencer creator content, they will say there is no mantra. The main what matter is what you want to tell a story and why you want to make a content. That's why will keeps you alive. Like whenever I make a content and I'm not getting much views, much attention or much engagement, if I don't have my proper why, the people will give up, because they say, okay, now my video are not getting those much attention or engagement, so they will leave or quit. So if I have very strong why I'm making this content, then even though the engagement is low, I will make continue, because I have very strong why. So that's the one of the strong reason to make a content. Like you have very clear why I'm making this and intention behind that. Like content creation these days, like if you put some video on the internet, then it will be forever there. Either you delete it or not, it will be in the internet now. So it's very important your intention while making these content creations. So there is no secret mantra, just know your why. And most important is to be a consistent. That's, I think, whomever you ask about the content creation, they will say this: be consistent. I think I've recently found that I think most of people know Saurabh Joshi vlog. So his vlog, like he has put around 2,000 vlog in the YouTube. So if you consider that, he will consistent 6 years, like every day he's putting the vlog.
Each day, like daily?
Each day. That's why his videos, like in 1 year is 365, right? So 365, I think, divided by around 6 years. So he was doing 6 years YouTube consistency. So that's the power of consistency, I think. That's the most important in the content creation. So I think there is no secret mantra or kind of, but yeah, those are some of the, I think, trip that I want to share with the audience.
Indeed, though you mentioned how there's no secret mantra, but there are two things that one must do here: be consistent and know your why in content creation. So Jinsel, this is something that we both of us engaged before doing this shot of how in the upcoming months there's going to be a interesting Buddhist creators gathering in Bodh Gaya. So I think our audience would also love to know a bit about it. Could you share it?
Yeah, from Jan to Feb, I think the 8 days there will be they hosting the first ever Buddhist creator convention in Bodh Gaya. I think the Bodh Gaya place itself is very wisdom place and a very good positive vibe for the Buddhism, and for us it's the holiest place in the planet.
Because Lord Buddha himself got enlightened in that very Bodhi tree, which we could fortunately be privileged to see.
and also you will get chance to meet coaches, lots of friends who make a content regarding the Buddhist. So if you love storytelling, if you love content creation, if you love Buddhist, I think this is the best platform to participate, and you can learn lots of how to make a content, how to tell a story, and there's the very famous coaches are also coming to teach you. So I think it's a very good platform for all the Tibetans who want to participate or who want to make their career in the content creation. So this is very good platform, I guess. And I think they have 1 month of registration, and registration is open, so you can register, participate over there.
Oh, this is wonderful, Jinsel. And
Yeah.
I believe Dharmaduta is the one organizing.
Yes.
So kudos to them and wish them much success in this endeavor. And I believe you're participating. Let's see who all will participate, Jinsel. And now we've been talking about content creation, but there is another thing which you also engage yourself in and spend much time. I think recently there was a reel in your own social media handle about, this major work of your fashion label, Khoe, you call it. So you are someone who I also found to know that is skilled in embroidery, which is very interesting. And you have created a label called Khoe, which I mentioned now. So what is the story behind all this?
Khoe, okay, the Khoe is a very interesting project for me because I love designing. Since class 6, 7, I love designing colors and regarding the graphic. While I was doing the IT job for 3 years, I found the cooperative job were not for me. Like from 9 to 5, same routine I have to follow. So it's kind of suffocate me. Then while doing the IT job, I take a risk and trying to do something different in designing. So I did some video editing during that time. But after that, I found, okay, I can do something new, fashion design or fashion label. So I started in 2023 the first phase of the first week of Jan 2023. And then while I was doing on this journey, first thing, I don't have any knowledge regarding the fashion. And second thing, I don't have any knowledge regarding the business. So if you are doing the fashion label, you should need fashion designing and you know how to business works. So I don't have both of them. So it was difficult for me to start those journey. But while I was starting the journey, in the journey, I was learning all the small things about the fashions, about the clothes, about the business, how it works, and all the legal part also. So that's how it started. And the Khoe itself means inspired from our Tibetan words, Kherang ya Khoe. It's like yours kind of. So I've like, okay, I can take my culture into the design. So after the 1 year, I've changed all the workflow of my brand design. Firstly, it was kind of customization where you can give me your design and I can customize and give it back to you. But there was no niche or not uniqueness in the brand. So after 1 year, I found that we Tibetan have very beautiful culture, very beautiful arts, colors, fabric. So then I found, okay, I should tell a story of Tibetan culture and arts through the fashion, because fashion is the platform where all the people can easily see. So either you can tell your story through content or books or music or anything. But for me, fashion is the way where I can promote my cultural story also. So that's how it started the journey.
Indeed, Jinsel, this is very insightful and interesting to know the story behind you getting yourself engaged in such a field and what Khoe means. So, Jinsel, like this year, particularly when it comes to your Khoe label, you have come out with a special collection to, I don't know when can say celebrate because it's the Black Year, right? Yeah. So, it's called, the collection itself is called Black Year of the Snake Collection. So, could you shed some more light on this?
Yes, this collection is very personal for me because in our Tibetan calendar, this year is a Black Year and the year of snake. Yeah. And also the snake animal is very interesting animal because snake, they transform. Like snake shed his skins whenever he doesn't need it, and he transfer into something new. But the origin snake will be snake.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like I need to transform myself from old to me to new. So this collection for me is a very big project, because last 2 years I've been just working on a very basic collection, like only one piece, two design. That's it. And that is no uniqueness. So for this collection, I think, transformed myself. That's why this collection is so like personal and emotion for me. I have transformed myself from old to new, and also I think most of we Tibetan people are confusing in those, the whole world is changing from old to the new one, tradition to the modern.
Yeah.
So
I mean, ourselves Tibetans getting introduced and learning more about Western world to an extent, about different cultures.
Yes, I think that's how this collection is not to celebrate, but to showcase, but to statement of the transformation of ourselves. But it's important to be Tibetan as an Tibetan. You can change the way you fashion or way you wear, way you speak, but it's important to be a Tibetan. So that's why this collection is to give the statement of the transformation and the growth. So that's why, and also I make it as a black because to represent a black year.
Yeah.
And the snake because of the year of snake. So that's why this is very personal and emotion for me.
Because like we Tibetans, black year, we call it Lona.
Yeah, Lona.
And everybody is sort of hoping that the year goes away soon, and it is going to go away soon. So could you share with us, taking this opportunity, some of the products of this black year of the snake collection? Because I'm wearing one of it, you're wearing, I think, one of it as well.
In this collection, we have launched 4 products.
Okay.
First one is black year of snake denim jeans. So and also this is my first time working on the denim fabric. It's very interesting fabric.
Okay. Unlike others.
Yes, unlike others. The first product is black year of snake denim jeans. So where we put snake embroidery.
Okay.
But it's hidden. Like normally snake always hide. They don't come out naturally as normal animal. They just hide in their space. So the snake is hidden inside the jeans. So you have to like explore it kind of. The second product is like this t-shirt. So black year of snake t-shirt.
Okay. Oh, it has a snake going through.
Yes.
I did not notice that.
Yeah. And it's also black and red, which symbolize, for me, red is very interesting color. Represent impermanent, represent love, represent hatred, everything. So, and then the third product is black year of snake, this denim jacket.
Okay.
Like I try to make something uniqueness, try to bring the sustainable kind of, where normally we used buttons. So instead of button, I use this kind of butterfly buttons to lock. And back there is a black embroidery snake.
There's a snake on the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So it's like a half part of the snake.
Okay.
And the fourth one is kimono unju style. So currently,
The one that I'm wearing.
yeah, it was inspired from Japanese kimono style and our Tibetan bosu unju. So I tried to fuse that. So these are the 4 products that I've launched in this collection as to give the statement of transformation. Yeah.
Indeed, very interesting. And I think this is one collection that is ongoing right now. And if anyone is interested, you could access it through his own Instagram or through his website, right? You can access it there. And I'm really excited about the next collection because I already got my piece of this current collection.
Next collection, I'm really interesting. I think I can give the title. Title will be Tibet is Not Forgotten. So the next collection is I think spring summer kind of collection.
Okay.
But
So around the Tibetan New Year, or after that?
Yeah, after that.
After that.
And before that, we will brief launch some Loser collection where we will try to introduce something very Tibetan authentic fashion, authentic jewelry or authentic something. But the biggest project will be Tibet is Not Forgotten collection. It will be really special for me, and I love Tibetan fashion designer and Tibetan youngster who love join this project or collab on this project. It will be so much fun, interesting to work on this one.
Definitely, I believe it's not only youngsters, we have many senior Tibetans.
Yeah.
I believe even His Holiness had a personal chamberlain who does his cloth. I think connecting with such senior figures, bridging the gap with the youngsters, I think this is a very interesting opportunity in my opinion. And going with the theme of, like Tibet is not forgotten, we all know what its current plight is, being under the governance of China or its capital, Beijing for that matter. So what is your view on it? Especially, I've seen you create content on it, be it the colonial boarding school, Tibet being renamed Shizang in English. So on such notes.
Tibet is currently a lost country kind of. It's occupied by the Chinese governments, and they don't have any freedoms like us. They don't have freedom of their own cultures, language, their own traditions. Even they can't keep His Holiness photograph. So I think the situation over there is very tense. But whenever I see some videos from there, like they're protesting, the way they use the content to promote our Tibetan culture, language, and Tibetan history, it gives me reason to do more content like that. I think Tibet is very like spatial for whole world. It's not only for Tibetan. I think Tibet is especially important to India and Asian country because of the major water flow from Tibet. Not only that, Tibet is important for the whole world because of the minerals. I think the Chinese export lots of minerals from the Tibet and they are selling to the world. So those whole minerals are coming from the Tibet. And not only Tibet is one of the most important for the environment. Like Tibet environment, if something very bad happens to the Tibet environment, it will 100% affect the global environment also. So that's why I think Tibet needs more support. But currently it's in very serious situation inside the Tibet. Yeah, I think we all need to more focus on that one also.
Indeed, Nisila, and what you're doing by advocating and telling the story of us Tibetans, I think that is also a major step that...
Yeah, I think most of the youngsters are forgetting, I guess, because of the because of the social media or because of the going, like most, and also like most of our Tibetans are moving abroad. We are forgetting our own language also. We are forgetting our own culture, our own stories. So sometimes it's worried me that we need to take more precaution or preserve our own culture kind of.
Yeah, indeed, Jinsel. And amidst all these developments and trends happening in our community, we can also see a certain pushback happening, like yourself creating such contents, Tibetans in the West, having weekend schools, learning Tibetans. I believe recently in Canada, a group of Tibetans went for some lobbying about our very situation to the Canadian Parliament and the government. So it's very interesting in my opinion. So on that note, Jinsela, like what are your future aspirations? Like I think you have shared us some bits of it, like your future project.
Okay.
And also, messages to youth who want to pursue content creation and also like designing clothes and in the fashion industry.
Okay. As a personal, for me, I want to take my brand Khoe as a very big brand, as how people celebrate like Japanese culture in the Western. I want Tibetan brand to be celebrated like that. I want them to know about Tibetan arts and culture is not a boring. It's not just for the museum or artifact. It's for the celebration. It's for the story. It's for the heritage. And if you see, if like we go outside and if you see monasteries and they have Tibetan arts, Tibetan design, it feels very beautiful. Like they are very colorful and very pop up to our eyes.
Feels homely also.
Yeah. So that's what I want to make my brand to. And also I want to I want to make a bridge between Tibetan tradition and the modern one. So it's also like we have to adapt with the time. Currently, whole world is going into the modernity. So, but I want to take my culture plus modern. So not like we have not forgetting the culture or not forgetting the traditional art, but we try to put that art into the modern fashions. Like t-shirt are the modern wear, jackets, denim jeans are the modern wear. We try to bring Tibetan arts like tashitage or any different symbols to bring into the modern. So I want to I want to make a bridge between those two, and also I want to bridge between our youngster to our culture. So like our culture is also interesting. Our cultural design can also be wear in the modern. So if you see, we Tibetan have that. We wear only chupa or busu only during the festival. So I want to change that mindset also. Like we can wear busu honju in like a normal wear. We can wear busu honju whenever we go outside, like a t-shirt. I found that same as Indian in mindset, like the sari culture is slowly fading away. So they only wear sari in the Indian festival. So like that, our Tibetan have the same mindset where we only wear chupa, bosunji at very festival or at some event. We don't wear as a natural. I think because of the weather, but if you change the fabric, if you change some design, we can wear that into the wear as a normal wear also. So that one, and that's why I want to bring my brand into a very big brand. And also I want to make a studio where we can experiment on Tibetan fashions, collaborate with the big brands, collaborate with our Tibetan historian to how we can tell the story through the clothes, like even the Tibetan history, Tibetan map. We have lots of story, right? Like if we like I think Doa Samo, Khandoma. So we have lots of that oral tradition stories. So that can bring into the fashion also. So these are my personal and for my brand, and whoever go to the content creation. So I think I don't have that much experience kind of to give you, or but I just want to say be consistent. Consistency is very important. Whatever you are getting, even you getting the low engagement, just stay consistency and try to do some series in the sense ki 1 month challenge or 1 week challenge. Even a 1 week challenge is a very good challenge for you, whether to check whether you can be a consistency or not, and be your own authenticity. It's very important. If I try to copy others, it's fine, you will get a view engagement, but inside you will feel not satisfaction if you're doing your own kind of video. And also we have to adapt the modern trends also, like tell the story but the modern way also. If you tell the story like the old way, like you're just sitting in the camera and telling a story, that's the one way. Either you can tell the story by that way, or either you can tell the story by going around showing the different places, changing the angles,
like which you do.
Yeah. These are the modern trends that people get more attention and engage. Like we all have seen that in TV, or where it's just like we're watching one person and he's just sharing the story. That's the one thing. Other is like going different places, scenes are changing a lot. So these are the way like modern trends are working. So it's important to adapt the modern trends also while doing the content creation. And just and last important is to just find your why. I think that's your fire kind of motivation. Like whenever you feel low, if you know the why you are doing this, then it will give you the motivation. So that's I think that's the what I've learned from this whole journey, and I just want to share to my future content creation. And yeah, I think content creation has very good scope these days. Like it's not like earliest one. Currently you can earn very good money from content creation also. You can earn very good audience from content creation also. So it's I think if you take it serious, it's very good.
Truly, Jinsel, and you mentioning how you're trying to be the bridge between modernity and culture and tradition. I think this is something which very much echoes the message of His Holiness when he when he sort of advises us when we were in our youth, and I think even now, of how we need to be a 21st century Buddhist, So it's very interesting. So Jinsel, finally, I would like to ask you whether you have any messages to our fellow Tibetans worldwide, and also the plethora of Tibet supporters who continue to stand with us in solidarity.
Message, I don't have any lots of message, but my Tibetan brothers and sisters and the viewers, like we Tibetan has very interesting history. We Tibetan has very interesting culture, so it's our duty to preserve it. Some people say we are the last generation to having all these beautiful arts or beautiful cultures. Like if you see the Lamo Tibetan, that opera, yeah, that opera participate are getting less. Like opera is one of our unique traditions. It like our dance, our clothing can be similar to the Chinese Mongolian, but opera it's very unique to only to us. So those kind of culture is fading away these days. So it's very important for us to preserve it. And also it's our duty to promote our culture. It's our duty to tell our story, tell our kids story about the Tibet, our story about our culture. And to supporters, I mean, we are very thankful to have supporters like you guys. Without you, Tibet will be very difficult to like stay this much long, like 60 years we have been exiled. With your support, we have been stay alive. The whole world is know about Tibet, and also I want you to know Tibetan language, to know Tibetan culture and arts. Help us to promote Tibetan culture and arts to the global stage. This is one of my requests, and we are very thankful to have you guys as our supporters. Yeah.
Indeed, Jinsel. On that note, like I was very fortunate to listen to an interview today by Rinpoche, and like you said, like Rinpoche spoke in English, but the interview is also done in Tibetan afterwards. So I think the emphasis on language, and besides all this, like content creation, knowing your why, being consistent, I think all this says a lot about you, and I believe our viewers will gain some insight from a young Tibetan like yourself. And we from the Foundation for Nonviolent Alternatives are very thankful that you've joined us here and shared your insights. So thank you so much, Jinsel.
Thank you so much for giving this space, giving this platform to share my stories, share my journey to all of you. And like I think I don't like have that much experience or knowledge regarding all this field, but I hope you have learned something from, like, even like if you think you have learned something, take it. Then if you think it's not much helpful, then just leave it. That is, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much,
For
Jinsel.
more updates and videos by FNVA, click on the link and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.